What if everything you were taught about freedom and love was wrong? In the next 30 seconds, we explore a hidden philosophy that challenges conventional boundaries and could change the way you see life. Ready to discover the truth about who you really are? Keep reading. Indulgence is not merely about satisfying desires, but serves as a call for self-discovery and discipline. True will cannot be determined by superficial desires. It can only be uncovered through a sincere commitment to self-knowledge. Therefore, Do What Thou Wilt is, in reality, an invitation to live with authenticity and purpose, free from the shackles of guilt or repression. Since its formulation, this maxim has faced misinterpretations and criticism. However, if each person's true will is followed without fear or doubt, humanity could reach a new era of harmony and evolution. It is up to each individual to heed this call and decide whether they are ready to follow the path of their own truth. But I must warn you, this is the only real path that exists. Everything else is a waste of time. The second fundamental maxim of the law of Thelema is love is the law, love under will. This phrase is often cited alongside, do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. However, its meaning goes far beyond a simple exaltation of romantic love or interpersonal affection. Within the Thelemic perspective, love is seen as a cosmic force, the energy that permeates and connects all existence. Yet, it must be understood and directed in light of true will. For Aleister Crowley, love was not merely a fleeting emotion or a sentimental feeling. Instead, it was a universal principle. In his works, Crowley argued that true love occurs when two forces interact harmoniously without conflict or external impositions. Authentic love arises when each individual is aligned with their own true will and allows others to follow theirs without coercion or artificial restrictions. The expression love under will indicates that love should not be blind, impulsive, or chaotic. Instead, it must be a conscious love guided by understanding and each person's individual purpose. This means that human relationships, whether romantic, social, or spiritual, should be based on freedom and mutual respect, without one party trying to dominate or subjugate the other. When someone acts in accordance with their true will, their love also manifests in a purer and more sincere way. In the esoteric context, love is the force that unites opposites and maintains the balance of the universe. Crowley often associated this idea with the figure of Nut, the cosmic goddess of Liber AL vel Legis, who represents infinity and divine love. Nut proclaims that her followers should lose themselves in her love and find wholeness by uniting with the cosmos. This transcendent love is not about attachment but rather a state of fusion with the whole, a deep spiritual union. Thus, love is the law, love under will, teaches that all our interactions and relationships should be guided by an understanding of our own nature and the nature of those around us. True love does not impose itself or imprison. On the contrary, it liberates and strengthens. When an individual lives in accordance with their true will, they love naturally, without fear and without unnecessary restrictions. This concept also reflects an ethical vision within Thelemic philosophy. For Thelemites, morality is not imposed by external rules but arises from an understanding of each person's true will. In this way, loving under will means acting responsibly, allowing love to flow freely but always in harmony with universal balance. Therefore, Thelema teaches us that true love cannot be separated from will. It is the purest manifestation of spiritual freedom and the connection between all things. When an individual finds their true will and acts accordingly, love becomes a natural reflection of this realization. Thus, love is not just an emotion but the very force that drives the evolution of humanity and the universe. Liber AL vel Legis, or the Book of the Law, is divided into 3 chapters, each supposedly dictated by a different entity, representing fundamental principles of Thelemic thought. Each chapter reveals distinct aspects of the nature of existence, the cosmos, and the relationship between human beings and their true will. The first chapter is attributed to Nut, the goddess of infinity and the starry sky. She represents the infinite possibilities and potentialities of existence. Her message is one of boundless love and freedom, inviting individuals to unite with the cosmos. The second chapter is attributed to Hadit, the point, the center of all consciousness, representing the individual self and the internal spark of divinity within each person. Hadit speaks of self-realization and the pursuit of true will, emphasizing that every man and woman is a star, unique and sovereign in their own orbit. His words inspire the individual journey of discovery and personal growth. The third chapter is attributed to Quit, the crowned and conquering child, symbolizing strength, power, and the new Aeon of Horus. His message is one of courage, self-mastery, and the breaking of old limitations. This chapter is more militant and challenges individuals to overcome fear and weakness in the pursuit of their true will. Together, these three chapters form the foundation of Thelemic philosophy, encouraging each person to explore their potential, live authentically, and love under will. The union of will and love becomes the key to spiritual evolution, personal fulfillment, and universal harmony. In this light, Thelema is not merely a system of beliefs but a path of liberation and empowerment. It invites each individual to break free from social constraints and limitations, to seek their own truth, and to manifest their will in the world. By doing so, they contribute to the cosmic dance of existence, harmonizing with the divine order of the universe. Therefore, to understand and live by the law of Thelema is to... The second chapter is dictated by Hadit, the individual principle of consciousness and experience. While Newt represents infinite vastness, Hadit symbolizes the central point, movement, and the fire of existence. Hadit declares, "I am the flame that burns in every human heart," emphasizing the inner journey and the search for true will. Hadit teaches that spiritual fulfillment does not lie in submission to dogmas or external rules, but in the direct and individual experience of truth. This chapter speaks of dynamism, self-expression, and the necessity of living fully without fear or repression. The third and final chapter is attributed to Quit, the warrior manifestation of the god Horus. Unlike the previous chapters, this one has a more intense and combative tone as it announces the arrival of the Aeon of Horus, a new era of spiritual freedom and power. Quit represents strength, courage, and the overcoming of old paradigms. The chapter contains challenging passages, often interpreted as metaphors for the destruction of oppressive systems and the reconstruction of humanity on more authentic foundations. Here, the individual is called to take responsibility for their own destiny and to act according to their true will without hesitation. Each of the three chapters of Liber AL vel Legis plays an essential role within the law of Thelema. Newt teaches cosmic love and union. Hadit reveals the inner spark and the pursuit of individual truth. And Quit brings the necessary strength to manifest this truth in the world. Together, they form the foundation of Thelemic philosophy, guiding those who seek spiritual awakening and the full realization of their existence. The philosophy of Thelema is not just a set of esoteric ideas. It is a living system that can be practically applied in daily life. For those who wish to live according to the law of Thelema, understanding and following their own true will is essential. But how can this philosophy be translated into concrete actions? The first step in applying Thelema is self-knowledge. The search for true will requires deep introspection, which can be facilitated by practices such as meditation, reflective writing, and self-analysis. Methods like the magical diary, encouraged by Aleister Crowley, help practitioners record their experiences and identify patterns that bring them closer to their true essence. This practice of self-observation enables individuals to differentiate between superficial desires and the deeper call of their true will. Beyond self-knowledge, study is a fundamental tool for those who want to live according to Thelema. Delving into texts such as Liber AL vel Legis, Crowley's works, and writings from other occultists provides the theoretical foundation necessary to understand the philosophy's principles. Initiatory orders like the Ordo Templi Orientis, OTO, and the A Therefore offer structured guidance and methods for those seeking a more formal path within Thelema. These organizations provide initiatory experiences, training, and mentorship to help practitioners align with their true will. Another way to incorporate Thelema into practical life is through magical rituals and spiritual practices. The lesser ritual of the pentagram, for example, is a daily exercise that aids in purification and the energetic structuring of the practitioner. This ritual helps to clear away distractions, providing clarity and focus needed to align with one's true will. Practices such as the invocation of the Holy Guardian Angel. Living Thelema also involves personal responsibility and conscious action in the world. Thelema teaches that each individual is responsible for their choices and that every action has consequences. This means acting with integrity, respecting the freedom of others while living according to one's own will. Autonomy and self-discipline are fundamental qualities for a Thelemite because, without them, freedom becomes just an empty desire. Therefore, living Thelema requires a balanced approach, embracing personal liberty while maintaining responsibility and ethical awareness. Another practical aspect of applying Thelema is the cultivation of creative expression and personal fulfillment. The philosophy encourages individuals to pursue their passions and develop their talents, as doing so is considered an expression of true will. Whether through art, science, work, or relationships, Thelema teaches that each act can be a manifestation of spiritual purpose when aligned with true will. By living authentically and creatively, Thelemites contribute to the evolution of humanity and the cosmos. Thelema also emphasizes the importance of love as a unifying force. Love is the law, love under will signifies. One of the main misconceptions about Thelema is the belief that its philosophy promotes uncontrolled hedonism. To those unfamiliar with Crowley's teachings, it may seem that the Thelemic maxim justifies any action based on immediate desire. However, true will is not about momentary impulses but a deep and spiritual purpose. The freedom promoted by Thelema is not libertinism but the disciplined pursuit of fulfilling one's destiny in harmony with the universe. Another controversial point is the figure of Aleister Crowley, who was dubbed the most wicked man in the world by sensationalist tabloids. Crowley cultivated a transgressive image that served both to attract followers and to generate repulsion. His writings often adopted a provocative and challenging tone, contributing to the misinterpretation of his work. Although he explored topics considered taboo in his time, his goal was to break with moral hypocrisy and encourage a new approach to spirituality and individual freedom. Thelema has also been erroneously associated with Satanism, primarily due to the use of esoteric symbols and the rejection of traditional religious dogmas. However, Thelema is not a satanic doctrine, nor does it promote demonic worship. Its focus is on the development of the human being through knowledge, will, and conscious love, without submission to any external entity. The confusion between Thelema and other esoteric currents stems from a lack of study and prejudice toward alternative spiritual systems. A common misunderstanding also exists regarding the relationship between Thelema and the concept of morality. Many argue that Thelema disregards ethical principles because it rejects rules imposed by external authorities. However, Thelemic philosophy does not ignore ethics. Rather, it proposes an ethics based on self-knowledge and responsibility. Each individual must understand their true will and act accordingly, respecting the freedom of others. Instead of enforcing a rigid moral code, Thelema suggests a conscious and balanced approach to life. Over the years, these controversies and misunderstandings have been fueled by misinformation and the distorted use of Thelemic philosophy by certain groups or individuals. Like any profound system of thought, Thelema requires study and practice to be truly understood. Its essence is not in rebellion without cause, but in the pursuit of personal enlightenment and the full experience of spiritual freedom. To demystify these false interpretations, it is necessary to explore Thelema's deeper principles. The law of Thelema is summarized in two maxims. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law, and love is the law, love under will. The first maxim emphasizes the importance of discovering and following one's true will, a purpose aligned with the soul's deepest calling. This is not about doing whatever one pleases, but about living authentically and purposefully. The second maxim, love is the law, love under will, highlights the role of love as a unifying force that must be guided by true will. It teaches that love should be conscious and harmonious, respecting the freedom and individuality of others. In this way, love becomes an ethical principle, promoting unity and cooperation while preserving personal integrity. This concept reflects a vision of freedom that is balanced by responsibility and ethical awareness. Thelema's teachings invite individuals to embark on a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. It encourages the exploration of personal talents and passions, seeing creative expression as an essential manifestation of true will. Whether through art, science, relationships, or spirituality, Thelema teaches that each act can reflect one's spiritual purpose when aligned with true will. By living authentically and creatively, Thelemites contribute to the evolution of humanity and the cosmos. The philosophy also emphasizes personal responsibility and conscious action. It teaches that every individual is accountable for their choices and that every action has consequences. This understanding fosters integrity and autonomy, empowering practitioners to live freely while respecting the freedom of others. In this sense, Thelema offers a vision of spiritual freedom that is grounded in ethical responsibility and self-discipline. By demystifying misconceptions and exploring the true principles of Thelema, it becomes clear that this philosophy is a powerful and transformative path. The freedom it advocates is not an excuse for irresponsibility, but a call for each person to discover and follow their unique path in harmony with their true will. It challenges conventional boundaries, inviting individuals to live fully, freely, and purposefully. Now that you know the law of Thelema, what will you do with this knowledge? Your true will is already calling. The next step is yours. If you found this enlightening, like, comment, and share so that more people can discover this path of freedom and self-knowledge. Thank you for watching.